next speaker, well, she's the first keynote speaker and the first speaker of our master classes. But let me tell you a little bit about Jess and the search that we had. So when we began thinking and planning for our expo, we thought, what are some of our most pressing needs right now in the region, and what topics do we need to have addressed? So we have our usual topics in, direct selling, recruitment, business building, but this is a different time, it's a different season. Almost all of our region has been in complete lockdown for more than a year. It has posed a real challenge in our industry, particularly for recruitment, because usually, we're face-to-face. But we found someone who is in our region, who is from our region, who is also from our industry, and she specializes in recruitment and online business building for the MLM industry. So it is just so on point, her topic and what we need. So let's bring out our speaker. Now, she's not here with me in person. She is coming to us live from our Indonesia office in Jakarta. Please welcome Jess Hartono.
Hey, Chris.
Jess, how are you, Jess?
So excited to be here.
I wish we were together in person. This crazy COVID has us locked down, but I'm in Malaysia today. You're coming from our Jakarta office. You just flew in last night, I believe. So, Jess, let's get to know you a little bit better. I gave you a bit of an introduction before we started, but as I mentioned, Jess, you represent our region so well. You are a mixture of so many countries and cultures from Asia Pacific and Greater China. First thing I noticed, your accent. What is that beautiful accent that you speak with? Uh-oh. Okay, maybe Jess has some audio trouble. So...
Sorry, Chris. You want to say that
Okay, you've got me? Ah, good. Okay, yep. Technology hiccups. But this is a live show. We roll with it. So, Jess, that accent, I was saying, what is that beautiful accent you speak with?
Oh, yes. It's an Aussie accent. You spotted it. Unfortunately, it does not leave me. And, yeah, I am from Australia, born in Indonesia, Jakarta, in a small village in Garut. So it's so crazy to be here in the capital, back in the mothership. And that's right. I have lived in Bali for the last 5.5 years. So I'm so stoked to be here.
So this Aussie accent, but you're obviously a child of Southeast Asia. You got a law degree in Australia, that's correct. But then from law degree, you had some horrible career guidance, and somehow you skipped law and you ended up in this wonderful industry called MLM. Is that correct?
Absolutely, Chris. To my parents' great and utter disappointment, their oldest child did not become a lawyer. Instead, I joined the MLM industry, which has been such a blessing and has been such an incredible journey. And I can't wait to share more about it.
Terrific. Well, you're such an on-point speaker for our region. You have been a highly successful distributor in our industry. Then you worked in corporate for a number of years, so you've been on both sides of the fence. But now you've gone from all of that to moving to Bali. So you've been living in Bali for the last 5 years, running your own business remotely from Bali, specializing in training on the principles you use to reach success, focused mainly on online recruitment, which is all we've been doing this last year, working remotely, social media engagement, personal branding, all the topics we need. So Jess, before I throw over to you, can you just give us a quick preview of what you'll be sharing with us in the next 40 minutes? Yeah, 40 minutes of your masterclass. What are some of the topics you'll be covering?
Absolutely, Chris. I'm going to be sharing in the masterclass the tips, the tricks, the strategies, and the hacks that I personally used in our agency. We charge our clients $30,000 US to do this for them, but I want to show you guys exactly, take you behind the screens with me on how we actually do this and how I was able to pivot our agency in the height of COVID and leverage my personal brand to doing business remotely, to us now actually running a global team. We have 17 team members across 10 different time zones, and my business partner, who I haven't actually physically met, all through working remotely. And I'm going to show you guys how to actually recruit and build your business in the same way that I have. Yes? Okay. So guys, I have been entrusted to share with you in today's masterclass how to build your brand and build customer loyalty in today's crazy hybrid online world, and not just survive, but actually thrive in what's happening with COVID. And this is exactly what I've done in my business. So in terms of COVID, it's completely changed the way that we do business. You know, we didn't get notices that this was happening. And how do you survive? How do you go about building a personal brand and then leveraging that? So the key points that I will be running through in today's masterclass, number one is, what is a brand? What is a brand in terms of a personal brand? Why do you actually need one? Is it all that important, or is it just a thing that the kids are doing to be an influencer in today's day and age? And then wherever you are in that spectrum, how do you go about creating a professional personal brand? But most importantly, how do you use that personal brand, take that live onto your social media platform so you can actually find prospects and then turn those prospects into paid clients? Because otherwise, if you just have a brand and you're not actually able to generate clients, what's the whole point, right? We want to help you guys build your business. So let's jump in. What is a brand? Now, Wikipedia's definition is a brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other features that identifies one seller's goods from another seller's goods. Now, we all know and have heard of the concept of a brand in terms of a commercial sense or a business sense, right? Now, my favorite definition of a brand is from Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. He said, a brand is what somebody says about you when you're not in the room. A brand is what somebody says about you when you're not in the room. I really love this definition because for me, it supersedes more than just marketing or advertising or PR. This is really where you can see the emotional connection. It means the message that you're trying to put out there to people about your brand, your business, about what you are, has stuck. And it's what they're saying about you. This creates that recognition. So segueing into what then is a personal brand. So a personal brand refers to how you promote yourself, how you're actually depicted, your experience, your personality, what people say and think about you. And if they were to look you up online, what kind of information would they find out about you? How are you perceived? Now, if you look at the images that I have here, from Kim Kardashian to Tony Robbins to Mother Teresa, now you automatically, as soon as you see those pictures, you can recognize who they are. You know the space that they operate in. In some sense, you even get an idea. You might even have a feeling. Do you resonate with them? For instance, Tony Robbins. I love Tony Robbins. For me, he's a powerhouse. He's in the personal development space. Mother Teresa, when you see a picture of her, you think feelings of compassion, benevolence, generosity. Now, Kim Kardashian, what do you think and how do you feel when you see a picture of her? Do you think that she's a leader and she's super glamorous? Or do you kind of think, what is she actually famous for? But one thing you must admit is that when you see these pictures, when you see these people, they command influence, instant recognition. You know who they are. You know the space that they operate in, whether you like them or not. That is the power of a personal brand. That's why you want that, because that is what creates recognition and loyalty. So let me ask you a question. Is a personal brand the same as a person? Is my brand 100% the same as who I am talking and walking in real life? The answer to that question is no. It's not 100% the same as the person. It's a combination of how you see yourself, how others see you. And your personal brand is that component in the middle, okay? We're going to touch some more on this as we dive a little bit deeper into how we're going to go about creating that personal brand. So why do you actually need a personal brand? Why is this so important? How will this help you guys build your business. You need a personal brand, in my opinion, for 3 core reasons. Number 1 is to stand out. Number 2 is to be visible online. And number 3, which for me is really the money maker, and this is where the rubber hits the road, is to build relationships. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because it's not just about looking good online or being an influencer and having a whole bunch of likes and a whole bunch of followers. And don't get me wrong, whilst those things are important, and they are metrics that we take into consideration, they're also called vanity metrics. Now, I want to teach you more than just looking good online. I want to show you exactly what I did to be successful, and that is being able to leverage and monetize your personal brand. This is where the money is. Otherwise, in my humble opinion, if you just have a personal brand and you look pretty online, but you're not able to leverage that and build your business, then in my opinion, you're kind of just like a Ferrari without an engine, or a fake Ferrari. And I thought this picture was quite fitting, because after this masterclass, I don't want you guys to be fake Ferraris. There's going to be no fake Ferraris here. You guys are going to be legit Ferraris with legit engines, so you can monetize and harness that personal brand to be successful in your business. So let's jump in, yeah? Number 1, you definitely want to stand out in today's world, because if you look back to how we used to market, and especially even before COVID, but you look at way before even the internet, way before businesses, the internet is what it is today. I don't know if you recognize this picture here. This yellow book in Australia is called the Yellow Pages. It used to be like a business directory. So for example, if I was advertised and somebody wanted to find my services, and I'm in marketing, you'd scroll through the book and you'd look at M for marketing, and you'd only be competing with all the other marketing companies locally or regionally for that matter. However, what the internet has done globally has broken down those barriers. You're not just competing with other people in your street, in your local district. You are virtually competing with everybody else online. It's like the whole world is your competition. We live in a crazy digital world, whether we like it or not. And COVID has only compounded that. So in order to stand out and be recognized as a small business owner, it is essential that you have a personal brand. Number 2 is to be visible online. Now, if you look at this funnel here, before you could get away with doing, subpar online marketing, because most of the sales process would actually used to take place offline. That was very much the same for me in my business, generating clients for our marketing agency. We didn't invest so heavily in terms of our personal brand or doing content. But with COVID, with the global pandemic, you have to be online, because how else are you going to meet people, right? Before, you might have relied on face-to-face meetings, meeting people, friends of friends, being introduced, going to a personal development event. But now, especially with lockdown, when you don't have those channels available to you, there is no other way to connect and to build new relationships or meet new people other than going online. And marketing yourself represents almost like 80% of that process, whilst 20% of the sales process, the recruitment or the sponsoring or the purchasing of goods, takes place offline. So that is that online component that I want to help you guys bridge and really connect and get your brand out there so you can attract the right people and opportunities to your business. Because remember, guys, we're not just doing it to look good, we're doing it for point number 3. It's to build relationships. Your business in direct sales in MLM is very similar to my business in terms of an agency. We are in what we call a H business model, human to human business model. In marketing, in my industry, it is so competitive. We build business and recruit clients through relationships. We believe that every business is a people business, so it's about building relationships. And you can only build a relationship with a person, right? People do business with people first. People they know, like, and trust. And it's exactly the same for me in my business. People are more likely to remember, hey, Jess, that Asian chick with a hardcore Aussie accent in marketing doing LinkedIn, before they will remember the name of my company. And that was the exact same experience for me when I was in MLM on the field. They remembered who I am and who I was as a person. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't do this and you don't have a personal brand, you're just going to compete on product or price. And you guys, in Jeunesse, in your industry, you guys have amazing products. You've got an amazing range of products, but you're not just competing with other fantastic skincare, anti-aging products. You're not just competing with other multi-level marketing companies. You're, in a sense, competing with other members in the same organization. Because, say, for example, I wanted to join Jeunesse and look at the business. What would cause me to sign up? I could go into Stanley's team. I could go into Melinda's team. Okay, if I just wanted to buy Restore, all right, that's the same price. And in terms of the business opportunity, that's the same as well. You guys can't offer anything different. What would cause me to want to sign up with Stanley or to sign up with Melinda? And I'm going to answer that question as we roll through the presentation, but I want you guys to think about that for a minute, because this is why you need to invest in your personal brand. Because we look to follow and to join people who we see as leaders. We are in the business of people, and every business, guys, is a people business, and that is where your personal brand comes in. The answer to my previous question is we sign up because of who you are and how you project and represent yourself as a leader. So then if I look at Stanley or I look at Melinda, what do they have that I would desire? So what can I learn? So Melinda is fantastic with the products. She's fantastic with beauty and anti-aging. I even got some awesome tips about how to get rid of these awful bags under my eyes. That is something I can learn from her. That is something unique that she would have to share with me in terms of the business opportunity. That would be something that she would share in her personal brand. What is it that you can promote and you can share that your downline or other members would need? What is a story that you have to, and everybody has a story. We have this saying, this is actually something I learned when I was in MLM, that I actually take and I share with our guys in the agency now. It's a huge part of how we promote ourselves, that facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. So maybe if I look at Stanley and I look at how he does his business, Stanley studied abroad. Stanley's super passionate about being a leader. He's super passionate about helping people, about building a business. Maybe I would see myself in his story, and that's why I would want to be part of his organization and sign up with him. So at the end of the day, when it comes to your personal brand, you've got to think about how can you add value? How can you add value to people who are looking at your business and what you have to share? And by the word value, this comes out a lot in our content. So we use this word, but what it really means is, what do you have that can educate, that can teach, that can inspire, that can empower, motivate, entertain? Maybe you've got a sense of humor and something funny, something that moves people. People want to be moved. They want to feel something. And or maybe you can solve a problem for them. This is how you add value through your personal brand and the content that you share. Because like attracts like. People want to do business with people that they feel an affinity or a connection to, that they look up to, that you have something that they want to have. You represent yourself in a way that they want to be like you. So you really got to think about that. You know that cliche saying that we are the sum of the five people we spend the most amount of time with. Well, that's actually the same in this case. So the best tip I can give you in terms of how do you go about creating a compelling personal brand is be the type of person that you want to meet. Be the leader that you would want to follow and be empowered and to learn from. Okay? So how do we go about creating a personal brand? Now remember, your personal brand is made up of how you see yourself, how others see you, and then your personal brand is that bit in the middle. You want to be able to control that narrative. It's not 100% true how others see you, and people are going to have some crazy points of view It's not 100% who you are behind the scenes in real life. It's going to be an essence and a mishmash of both, and it's going to be that piece in the center. Here are the 10 questions that I put together, and I actually wish, guys, when I was on the field and I was in building my MLM business, that somebody took me through this masterclass, because I knew absolutely nothing about this stuff. I didn't know anything about, and I made a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot of these lessons in the trenches, fumbled along the way to now coming up with this content. So this is my shortlist cheat sheet of what I would suggest to pick up and start off with, and the questions to ask yourself in terms of how you can go about creating your professional and profitable personal brand. So number one, what do you guys want to be known for? So I'm going to go back to Melinda and Stanley's personas. So maybe Melinda wants to be known for the products, for being youthful, for amazing skin, taking care of yourself, women, empowerment. Maybe Stanley wants to be recognized for the business, motivation, making a difference. So find out what are those things. If you were to fast forward your business and consider yourself walking across stage, receiving your achievement, what are people going to say about you? What is your success story? What are they going to remember you for? And that's going to give you a hint in terms of what you want to be known for. What makes you unique and special? What makes you stand out? And some of the things that can go to that is, what are you naturally interested in? So in Stanley's case, Stanley's passionate about exercise. He studied abroad, so he's passionate about learning. And I'm sort of making half of this stuff up as well. So I don't know if it's 100% true, but I'm going to give you guys an example. I'm going to use these guys for my example to tell this story. So what's something unique about you, about your family, about your interests, about your passion? Something that people can remember you by. What is your vision for yourself, your brand, and your business? What are some of your core values? And by core values, are you passionate about empowering women? Are you perhaps a millennial and you're really interested in helping people acquire a second stream of income? Perhaps you're a baby boomer and you want to build this business so you can help other baby boomers get out of the rat race and have a nest egg because they've just worked too damn hard. So what is that thing? What is your MO? What is your story? And something that you're passionate about making a difference in. Who do you want to appeal to? So remember what I shared before, like attracts like. And for me, the lowest hanging fruit when I was in MLM were people very similar to me. So at the time, I was one of the youngest network marketers. I'll actually show you a little bit more about my story. I attracted a lot of people that were very similar to me, very similar age to me, and shared the same views and had very similar ideals. Number 8 to 9 is some of my favorite. Actually, sorry, tone of voice. What's your tone of voice? So tone of voice comes down to not just how you speak, but it comes down to your copy, to your messaging, and your style of your delivery, how you present yourself. And number 9 and 10 are some of my favorite questions. Sorry, number 8. What are your brand influences and anti-influences? So what I mean by this is, what are some of the favorite brands that you like? What are some of your favorite influencers? Who do you look up to and think, oh my God, they're so fantastic. I love how they do this. I love how they present themselves. And here's the thing, guys, they don't actually have to be in your industry. They can be in completely different industries. They don't even have to be the same gender or age. Just identify what are some of the traits or characteristics or things that you really love about them that resonate with you. And also go the other way as well. What are some of the anti-influencers? What are some of the people that are maybe doing something similar and you're like, ew, I don't love how they're showing up online. And to give you an example, so for me, in marketing in my industry, there's a lot of these self-made, hey, I made 7 figures and I did this kind of people. And I remembered when I was crafting my personal brand for my company, I was like, I do not want to be represented like that. I don't want to be like, hey, I've got a laptop and I've just run off to Bali and I do nothing. I sit under a coconut tree and all this money falls out of the sky. And there's a lot of people, guys, in my industry that represent themselves in that way. And for me, those visuals and that type of personal brand was a very much an anti-influencer. So have fun in this process, be creative, answer these questions, and there's no right or wrong answer. Remember, we need to get your authenticity, your originality, and your essence. So, and guys, your brand, your personal brand is not a static document. So you don't just make it once and then, oh my God, I'm stuck with this forever. No, it grows and evolves as you do. So it's a really cool process. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of your main content topics and sub-content topics. So this here is a picture of me when I was on the field in my MLM business, which feels like a lifetime ago, and I don't want to tell you my age yet. This is some of my team members and some of the leaders on my field, in my team. This was at, I think, Las Vegas, one of the international conventions, and I got to take my team there. Now, if you look at that picture, you'll notice we look very similar age. We're all suited up, we're all dressed up, and I really love this picture. I wanted to share this with you guys, being able to take some of my leaders with me to this annual event, because two of the people in the picture didn't actually even have a passport. They never left Australia at the time, other than some of them were born there or migrated to Australia. So this was so cool. It was such an honor and a privilege to be able to take people along with me in my team and on that journey. Now, here's a little bit of insight into my personal brand at the time. We were known for being a cool, young Asian team. I was actually one of the youngest members. I was about 24 or 25 at the time. And what made us special is we were recognized as being an Asian millennial team. There was a lot of Caucasians, which was totally cool. And we were the first up and rising Asian Australian team at the time. I wanted to be recognized as the #1 fastest growing team and business. Our values was that we worked hard, we were powerful, we were ambitious, and we were going to go for it. In terms of who we appeal to, naturally, our story and our presence resonated with other Asians and other millennials. How do we want to represent ourselves visually? So because we were some of the most least experienced and we were learning from professional network marketers who had been in the industry for a long time, we were learning from some of the greats upon greats. We had a lot to learn, guys. We had big boots to fill. So our thing was, you know, guys, we might not know a whole lot, but we are going to work hard. We're going to show up, suit up, and be bold and learn everything that we need to learn so we can represent. That was how we wanted to be recognized. Our tone of voice is that we kind of wanted to be ourselves. So we wanted to be professional, but fun and relatable. Some of my brand influence was definitely my sponsors that were very similar age to me. And our main content topics, we like to share about business, leadership. Our content topics, we shared a lot about mindset, family, about business building, and the lessons that we had learning and growing along the way. Because for a lot of people, this was the first time that they'd gotten in business for themselves. This here is a picture of myself and two of my directors and my uplines. We got to represent Australia. I think it was like one of the first times that such a young team put Australia on the map for our direct selling company. And if you have a look at the picture of my uplines, they were only a few years older than me. So I definitely saw myself and had an affinity and a respect for them as leaders through how they presented themselves and their personal brand. Okay, guys, so some do's and don'ts in terms of marketing your personal brand. Now, I'm going to start off with the don'ts. Don't mention anything polarizing or controversial in terms of topics. Don't post on religion, politics, or criticize or get into any heated debates. So I'll give you an example why. Say, for example, Stanley, and again, I'm just making this up, guys. Say Stanley is a really strong, devout Republican, and he's posting about all this stuff. Oh my God, you know, Donald Trump, he is the best. He just rocks. Woo! And I want to look at joining Stanley's business. But you know what? And again, I'm making this up. I might be Democratic. My political views might not be in a line. I'm going to look at that and feel like we might not be connected. There might not be a great fit. But that would be such a loss, because if I join any business, oh my God, I am going to go to town and hustle and be the best business builder. So Stanley could have just lost an amazing business opportunity because the content that he's putting out is too polarizing and it's just excluded. So guys, you don't want to run the risk of doing that, right? Because we're building this personal brand so you can be profitable, because you want to leverage it and you want to be successful in your business. There are no fake Ferraris here. So do not put any content that could turn people off, because we're not here to talk about politics. We're not here to represent that. We're here to build a legit business through your brand. Number two, don't make out how super easy it is, get rich quick. Oh my God, I just sleep and I make money while I sleep and I've just gone rags to riches and I only work 4 hours a day. Sorry, Tim Ferriss, I love the book, but in your personal brand, you don't want to go and just make out that it's so easy to build this business, because guys, you and I both know that it's not easy. Building a business is not easy. I don't know about you, but my experience to get successful was like a bowl of noodles. It was not a straight line. And I want you to join me on the masterclass on Sunday, because I'm going to be, oh my God, sharing some serious stories about my experience, some of my biggest fails in life and in business. I'm just going to go all out and share some pretty crazy stuff with you. But back to this. Do not make out that it's just so easy and there's no effort and feel like, oh my God, if I make it look too hard, I'm going to scare people. The reason why you don't want to do this is if you are projecting an image that there's no effort and money is just going to come and just fall out of the sky, you're going to attract lazy people into your business. And as soon as there's the first challenge, they're going to just fall over like a gust of wind, and then boom, you've lost that member. So you want to be professional, but you don't want to make out that, you know, just build passive income. It's just easy. You just got to do this, because there is work involved in building a business. You don't want to overshare your personal life. Hey, I'm all about having a great time, but your personal brand and your professional personal brand is not the place to be putting up content that you could later regret, or that your boss might see, or that you would not want the CEO of Jeunesse to see what you did last Saturday night. So don't put that kind of content out there. Do not post anything that's negative, and most importantly, guys, do not lie. And I know this is pretty comical. You're not going to be superimposing a picture of yourself on the sofa and instead be like, hey, this is me in my private jet, y'all. But, and look, I'm all for using a touch-up filter, but this is a surefire way, if you lie, to burn your personal brand. Because remember, it's about building relationships. Relationships are built on trust. So you don't want to lose people's trust. All right, now we got all that stuff out of the way. What do you do when it comes to building your personal brand? You do want to research what's trending. You do want to be yourself. You want to share something that is unique, that is authentic, that is original. And you want to be creative and different in that expression. You do want to express some of your vulnerability. And I wanted to include this picture here, because if you look at this picture of Oprah, she's with her family. She's not all glammed up. She doesn't have all the makeup on. The table isn't like beautifully visually merchandised. She's probably with her family. She's probably having lunch on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. But this here, this image, it helps to personalize her. It expresses her vulnerability. Family is important to her. And this actually helps her personal brand, and it makes it accessible to people that share the same value. So make sure it's professional and it's going to be palatable to the brand and the persona that you're creating. Do be politically correct. Do be inclusive. Do share your values and your personality, and also be mindful of the platform and the audience. So in this case, I'm going to be sharing on the LinkedIn platform. I'm not saying that it's better or to the exclusion of Facebook or Instagram. It's just that it's where my experience and proficiency lies with the agency. So the content you would post on Instagram and Facebook is different to what you would post on LinkedIn. So do share your thought leadership, do test your content, and do be consistent. Not only consistent in your messaging, but also consistent in the regularity. So you don't want to be posting and then disappearing and ghosting your audience, right? If you're building a personal brand, you're committed. You've got to legit show up to build that brand and to consistently show up with your content. So how do you then use social media to find prospects? And in this case, as I shared, I will be talking about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional social media platform. For me, LinkedIn is where Facebook used to be like 13 years ago. It's still in its infancy. I'm so passionate about LinkedIn because I've been able to build my business. In the height of COVID, we launched our business. We made 6 figures in 5 weeks, all through organic LinkedIn marketing. And that is some of the cool stuff I want to share with you. And by organic, I mean, we did not spend a single cent in advertising. And I do the exact same thing for me and my team. The exact same thing for our clients. We do not do any advertising. So you guys can do this stuff for free today, right now, in your business through utilizing the LinkedIn platform. LinkedIn also as a platform is the only one where you can actually find prospects for your business. You can find them based on their profession, their job title, who they help, what they do. LinkedIn also has an older audience. It's 4 out of 5 members on LinkedIn are decision makers. It's the platform with the most C-level and educated decision makers. LinkedIn is in over 722 million members in over 200 regions, countries, and it is growing. So how do you go about optimizing your LinkedIn profile? The good thing is, guys, on LinkedIn, you actually don't have a lot of space to play with. The first thing you want to do is you want to customize your banner. I'm not going to spend a whole lot on this because you can just find ubiquitous amounts of information on YouTube, on Google. You can research stuff in terms of how to optimize it. But here are the key takeaways. You definitely want to have a profile picture. Make sure your profile picture, your face, is framing 60 to 70% of the space. And you want to make sure you're looking directly at the straight at the camera, at the lens. You don't want any like side shots or anything like that. I always, when I'm looking at clients' profile pictures, I want to make sure the eyes connect. I want to get a feeling. So when I look at your eyes and I see you, there's an instant connection. So if you're wearing glasses, be mindful of the reflection. In terms of your outfit, make sure you're on point to your personal brand. So you don't have to be super stiff and in corporate. But if your audience that you want to resonate with is corporate and professional, then yes, be in that way. But if you're really creative and you're really fun and dynamic and you want to attract a similar crowd, then big smile and make sure your picture will connect with that audience. Make sure all the fields on your LinkedIn profile are filled out. I'm not going to go to them in detail. You can follow the prompts on LinkedIn. You can find some awesome free stuff online until you get an all-star profile ranking from LinkedIn. I do want to focus on this. This is the how-to, guys. You definitely want to grab a screenshot of how to write your LinkedIn summary. This is here I perfected through literally, I think, 12, coming on to 12 or 14 years of direct sales. I know, starting to show my age now, but this here is the formula that we use in persuasive direct response copy. And now your LinkedIn profile. The most common mistakes that I see on a LinkedIn profile, especially when you're using it to use your personal brand to leverage and generate prospects, is that they focus too much on themselves. Now, your LinkedIn summary, you've only got about 2,000 characters. So you want to have a conversation straight away with your ideal prospect. Start by addressing your audience. Who are they? What are their pain points? Mention a bit about what you do and how you can help. Provide social proof and testimonials. Number 4 is my favorite. You always want to mention why you're passionate, why you care, why you're on a mission. People want to work with people that care. People want to be a part of something where they feel like they're part of something. So make sure your second last paragraph where you have something along the lines of, I am so passionate about, I love doing this, or something that's emotional. I believe that you deserve to have an awesome business. This is why I do this, is to help you or to help other people. Something that demonstrates why you have some emotion in terms of why you care about why you do what you do in your business. And number 5 is a call to action. So that is a key one. Make sure you tell people what to do. How can they contact you? How can they be a part of your business? And now, how do you go about finding ideal prospects? Sales Navigator. Now, this is available on the Sales Navigator paid plan. There is a premium plan and a free plan. I'm going to focus on this one because this is sort of the end spectrum of being able to utilize LinkedIn's features. This is what we use for all of our clients. And oh my God, guys, Sales Navigator is like the most robust search engine you can find out there, attached to a social media platform. You can literally just follow the fields. Now, with relationship, you only want to focus on second degree or groups. You can use keywords and do a Boolean search. So for instance, you can look for business owner, entrepreneur, or personal trainer, or those things. But realistically, if you follow the rest of the search fields, you've got plenty to work with. You can definitely search based on industry. So for example, say I'm in the health and wellness industry and I want to attract other personal trainers, or I'm in the beauty industry and I'm passionate about skincare, like Linda, and I want to speak to other people, other salon owners, or other people that are also passionate about healthcare and skincare, and show them this. I can research that based on the industry. Click on the industry, drop down, and you can select industry as well. Head count, as well as the seniority level. So have a play of this, and again, you can research ways to do a really robust Sales Navigator search to find your avatar. Now that you have an idea of your personal brand, you know how to get on LinkedIn, you've now populated your LinkedIn profile, you've gone and created a search, so you've got an awesome list of prospects. The million-dollar question, how can you turn these prospects into customers? How can you get them from LinkedIn and into your business? So number one is through content. This is something I was actually very good at doing. And if you look at the pictures that I have, the first time, it took me a while to nail this. The first bit of content I did was videos. I didn't do very well. As you can see from that picture, I had like 3 likes. One of them was my ex-boyfriend, which not even going to go there. So it was not my ideal prospect for my business. But through the content, compelling and engaging content, where I generate most of my leads for my business. And in this, guys, I'm not a massive influencer, trust me. I actually don't even have a whole lot of followers. Some of our clients actually have more followers than I do, but content is definitely a way to do that. Now, the second thing is you want to send a personal connection. You want to send personal invitations and build connections. And you've got to do this through sending a personal message. Don't just press the connect button. That's the lazy way. Send a message, because remember, we are building relationships, okay? We're leveraging your personal brand, that persona of who you are, to then go and build those connections. So you don't have a whole lot of space to play with, but you want to make sure it's personal. You provide a reason, and no more than 20, maximum 25 per day, and it's personalized. Focus on second degree connections only. Keep it casual, so you don't want to be all stiff and unnatural. You want to be professional, friendly, casual, and provide that reason. And look for a reason in common. Here is an example of a script. If you found someone from a group or an event, the key thing here is you want to take them offline, because remember, you're on a social media platform. Just think about the same rules that if you were to meet somebody at an event or at a conference, you're not going to be like straight up and try and pitch and spam and talk about your business. Hey, do you want to buy some Restore? Do you want to buy some products off me? Do you need this? No, you're going to go and have a conversation. You're going to get to know them. You're going to compliment them. Find something in common. Say something friendly. The exact same thing, because you never talk business on LinkedIn. So guys, I don't want you like pitching the opportunity or pitching products. You don't do that on social media. We just use it as a platform to mingle and to actually take them from online to offline. Business takes place offline. And by offline, I kind of mean like a Zoom or a Skype call, right? But you guys know what I mean. So here are some scripts for the message request. So after you've connected with them, you then want to ask them for a meeting. You want to take them offline and ask to talk more about, share a bit about the product or share about the business. And this is a very generic script template that we actually use for our clients to generate business opportunities this way. Now, does that mean because I've connected with them and I've asked them to meet with me that they're going to jump in my calendar and just meet up? No, you need to follow up. So don't be afraid to send several messages. And this is a very classic example of a follow-up script that we use. So we ask them, how did you go with those times? Can I offer you some alternate times? Can I set something up manually? And this one I actually learned from my upline back when I was in MLM. Offer them 2 times to meet, and you might have to send several messages. But again, the rules apply. Keep it casual, keep it professional, and keep it on point. So guys, I have a challenge for you with this exercise. now that you've learned this and you're probably all psyched and all pumped up with these awesome masterclasses, is LinkedIn is at your doorstep. So I want you to send me a personal connection request on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to have a look at your profile, but I'm only going to respond and have a look if you follow the rules that I shared with you today. So good luck with that, guys. I can't wait to see you on Sunday for the keynote, and I can't wait to see you guys explode your businesses and your personal brand through LinkedIn.
Jess, thank you so much. That was so much content. It was mind-blowing. Now, the good thing is, Jess, what you just gave is not something that you listen to. It's something you need to study. So the good thing is this whole masterclass and all other segments are going to be available for replay afterwards, so people can click on that again and again. Because like I said, this is something you need to study. There was literally so much content, but thank you for sharing. I know that in normal life, you stand on stage for like half a day and full days delivering all of that content. You condensed it for us. You did a great job. So everyone, Jess is going to be with us again in 2 more days. She'll be in our next general session on Sunday on the main stage. And Jess, I know you said that usually you charge clients $30,000 each to work with you personally on what you were sharing with us on Sunday. So can you tell us, Jess, just take 1 minute, what have we got to look forward to on Sunday other than saving $30,000?
Absolutely, Chris. Guys, I can't wait for you to join me on Sunday. I'm going to share even more, something really personal about myself that I actually have not told anyone. It's pretty crazy. And I'm going to be sharing some of my challenges and obstacles and struggles in my journey as an entrepreneur and in business, and more so how I was able to pivot and turn my business around in COVID, from going to absolutely nearly being bankrupt, having to fly back to Australia, and this one thing that I did that you can do too in your business. And I'm going to be sharing that and more from a personal side, because I know it's really tough out there, and trust me, I've been in the trenches. I know what it's like, and I definitely can't wait to see you all on Sunday.
So thank you, Jess. We look forward to it again. That's our Sunday general session. This was Jess's masterclass. Sunday is what we're calling her TED Talk. That's the big one in full glory. See you soon, Jess, and please welcome back MC Kevin. Where are you, Kevin? Come back.
Hi. I want to say Jess's speech was so good. Bye, Jess. Now I'm going to go update my LinkedIn. I'm going to, curate my Instagram. I'm going to do a lot of stuff.
And she offered that everyone who was messaged her, connected with her on LinkedIn, she's going to review their LinkedIn. I don't think she's going to be overwhelmed. I don't think she knows how many people are actually listening to this.
I'm going to immediately connect with Jess, or try my best to. In the meantime, don't go anywhere, because when we come back in just a few short minutes, some world-class trainers from around the globe will be joining us for the Master Classes session. So you want to stick around and find out what you get to learn from them. We'll see you in a few minutes.
See you soon.